Hey everyone, RJ here. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm doing an unboxing and taking a full walkthrough on the new Umidigi A13 Pro 5G. Okay, so I picked this phone up on Amazon. I will put the link down below in the description if you're interested in buying this phone. Now, first thing I want to do is give you the specs of this phone. Then we'll see what's in the box, power the phone up, we'll set it up, and we'll go through all the settings and all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and get in with the specs. So starting off with the display, we have a 6.5-inch Full HD 1080 by 2400 display with a 90 Hz refresh rate, a 20:9 aspect ratio, and it is an IPS LCD display. Now with the processor, this phone runs the MediaTek Dimensity 700 5G chip. It is a 7nm chip with an ARM Mali G57 MC2 GPU. We have 8GB of RAM and 128GB of onboard storage with an SD card slot up to 256 extra gigs. For the cameras, we have 3 on the rear. We have a 48 megapixel main sensor, a 16 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, a 5 megapixel macro lens, dual LED flash. For the front camera, it is a 24 megapixel camera. For the battery, we got a 5150 milliamp hour battery with 18 watt quick charge. No wireless charge, no reverse charge, nothing like that here on this phone. Now this phone does have a side mounted fingerprint scanner, face unlock, Bluetooth version 5.2. It has Wi-Fi 802.11 ABGN AC Wi-Fi, NFC, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and it comes in 3 colors: shining blue, dazzling black, and streaming gold. So all of that for a price of around $250 sounds pretty impressive. So with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and pop the top off of this phone. So right on top there, you will see the A13 Pro 5G, and it appears to already have a case already on the phone. So that's really nice to see there. Also here in the box, we got a little envelope that says Beyond Dreams. So in here, SIM ejection tool, manuals, all that stuff, and look, we get a wall adapter. It is 18 watt, and we also get this red USB-A to USB-C. So that appears to be what all comes to the box. So it's really nice to see that you're going to get a case, you're going to get the charging brick, and all that in the box. So anyway, I'll go ahead and put all this stuff away and we'll look at the phone. Okay, so we're back with phone in hand, and you can see here, I went with a gold color. You can see there's like a little pattern here on this phone. It's not a bad looking pattern. I mean, nothing like that. It has a little texture to it. I wouldn't say it's nothing special, but it gives it a little something there, I think. So it don't look too bad. Along with the Umidigi logo back down here, so very minimal branding. Of course, get your camera set up there with your flash. Now here on the right of the phone, you got your volume up and down, your side mounted fingerprint scanner that doubles as a power button. On top, you got a microphone. On the left, you got a smart key as well as your SIM and SD card slot. And on the bottom, 3.5mm headphone jack. Still nice to see that here on some phones. Microphone, Type-C charging port, and bottom firing speaker. So we'll go ahead and give it a boot up here. Okay, so a little vibration there. Umidigi startup screen powered by Android. So I'll go ahead and get it all set up, and I'll come back when it's finished. Okay, so I got the phone all set up and ready to go. Now, first thing I'm going to do is look at the biometrics of this phone. Several different ways you can open it, of course. Swipe up for your PIN, your pattern, or your password. Of course, on the side mounted fingerprint scanner here, we'll press that now, and it opens right up. Now, it ain't the fastest in the world, but it does work. So it is nice to see that it does work pretty accurately. Now, it does have face unlock. We've got to kind of angle ourselves here. And there you go. Pressing it, and opens right up. Not an issue whatsoever. Now the display, full 1080, and the display is really nice, very vibrant, very clear, but it's not very bright. If I pull this drop down here, I got it almost at full brightness, and to me, it's not very bright. A lot of phones that I test out and unbox, 50% brightness is about what I have it at. This is about 85%, and it's still not all that bright, but you know, it is what it is. Outside might be a little bit more difficult to see out in bright sunshine and everything else. But of course, now when you pull it out of the box, swipe up, there is no app drawer. Everything is on the next page. That's pretty easy to fix. So hold down here on the main screen, go to home settings, and you'll see launcher style. You got home screen and default. You press default, go back home, and here are all of your apps. Now, looking here at the apps, there's basically no bloatware, okay? What's nice to see here is you got an FM radio, you got all the Google stuff, of course, you got a thermometer, a sound recorder, and stuff like that. So, typical stuff that you normally see. Now, going back home here by pressing the home button, scroll down. We got a system update already as well, so nice stuff. Got your Bluetooth, your flashlight, battery saver. Of course, got your screen record, location, NFC, on or off, screencast. So let's jump into the settings here and just browse around and see what this phone has in store. So going here to connected devices, you can go down here, you can see we have NFC, cast, printing, Chromebook, nearby share, Android Auto, all that stuff that you see on a lot of these phones. Scroll on down here to Smart Key. So Smart Key on the side over here. A single click opens the thermometer, double click opens the flashlight, and long press open SOS. So normally I turn all of that off just for accidental presses. But, you know, like if I press this button once, it's going to open the thermometer, which is pretty cool. Let's go to Fahrenheit here, or let's see, yeah, Fahrenheit. Now you can only measure this here on skin, not people and objects. So right now, let's just go ahead and take a, let's just check a measurement here. 97 degrees, 96.8, and it's pretty much the same each time that I press it. So there you go. Is it accurate? I really don't know. That's what it's showing right there. So that's kind of a cool little feature. And so, yeah, where was we at? Let's go back here. Okay, so we're going to just right now turn that off. And you can also use it to start screen recording, flashlight, screenshot, SOS, and also go in here and, you know, whatever app is available for it, you can use it. So double click for your flashlight. So double click, and there you go. Double click, goes off. Really nice. I might leave that on there. And of course, long press, open SOS, turn that off there as well. So yes, smart keys are okay. If you can turn everything off, that's a nice feature. Smart assistant, so you got your smart navigation or system navigation, however. 3 buttons down here at the bottom, or your gestures, which gestures is always the way to go in my opinion. So back home from that, gesture control, 3-finger screenshot, so turn that on. Really nice to have that. Just swipe down, and there is, of course, your screenshot. 3-finger into camera, 3-finger swipe to quickly enter the camera, and double click on the lock screen. You can see that down there, what it says and everything. So yeah, back out of that. Screen recorder, so you can record narration, operational feedback, and record time is 5, 10, or 30 minutes. And screenshot is just to turn the sound on or off, you know, all that stuff. Now, battery here, a 5150 milliamp battery. Now, this runs, like I said, this runs the Dimensity 700, which is honestly, it sips the battery. It's not a battery hog, nothing like that. So I'm very interested to see how this phone's going to hold up on an everyday use with a 5150 milliamp hour battery. So stay tuned for all of that. Now, so it's battery percentage. What I don't like is the fact that the percentage is inside the battery bar. I prefer it beside it, but hey, that's just one of those things. Now, storage. You get 128 gigabytes of onboard storage. 9% has been used, and you get 116 gigs free, and the system's only taking 5.8 gigs. So that's pretty impressive. You know, you see a lot of phones now, it's taking like 19 gigabytes in the system. So it's nice to see that only, you know, that little bit of storage is being, you know, taken up. Now here at display, mirror vision, brightness level, 89%, and it's just not very bright. Yeah, not very bright, and that brightness is turned off right now. So here at advanced, I'm turning that on 10. I'm tired of the thing going out. So screen attention, as long as you're looking at it, it won't turn off, okay? Auto rotate screen, turn that on. Smooth display. So right now, it is set to 60 Hertz, which I ain't got a problem with, to be honest. But we're going to turn it on just for the heck of it, because it's there. Now you got lift to wake, and of course lock screen here for notifications, wake screen for notifications, show device controls, add text on lock screen, so you can add your own text and privacy and all that kind of stuff going on there. So a lot of cool features. You got wallpapers here. So looking at the wallpapers, and there is a few to choose from. As you can see here, they look really nice. Okay, I must have done something, hit something or whatever. But there's a few wallpapers in here that you can choose from, and they all look nice. I mean, when you look at it, it's very clear, okay? These phones are getting really nice in their displays. Yeah, viewing angles may not be the sharpest and most crisp, but who is looking at their phone like this? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of nice wallpapers here. I'm just backing out of that there. We'll leave it on what it's on default. You know, you got all of your accessibility options here as well. It's all on the phone. Security for, of course, your screen lock, fingerprint, face unlock, privacy, location, safety and emergency, passwords, digital well-being, gyro speed, all that stuff. Now here at System, we are on Android version 12. Okay. Now looking here at gestures, just says system navigation and quickly open camera. So yeah, back out of that. About phone, you will see right there, A13 Pro 5G, Android version 12, running the MediaTek 6833, which is the Dimensity 700, 8 gigabytes of RAM, storage is 128 gig, and of course, like I said, you got an SD card slot for expandable storage. So these phones going for around $250. You know, you can get them for sometimes cheaper. They got like a coupon for like 30 bucks off, 50 bucks off. You know, these phones are really, they're coming a long way. Now I know that y'all are probably looking here at the bezels along the bottom and everything else. Just let that go. Okay, if it's got bezels, big deal. That's not an issue, and it's not something that's going to be like, you know, the end of all ends for phones. Okay, so that's just the way it is. Now, if we look here in the camera for a moment, we're going to look and just see what we have going on. So we got 1x, 2 times, up to 8 times zoom. Got your ultra wide camera or ultra wide button there, as well as your micro mode. So nice stuff to see that there back at 1x. Now got your picture, AI, flash, all that stuff. Up here at settings, location, grid line, shutter sounds, touch capture, picture size up to 48 megapixels. It is currently set on default 4x3, 12 megapixels, but you can choose whatever you want to. Watermark on or off, zero shutter delay, anti-shake, all that stuff there in the settings. Got your portrait settings here as well. So this button here, you can choose how much blur you want in the background. Now over here at the video section, let's go up here to the settings up here. Location, grid line, shutter sound, microphone on or off, and you can record at max 2K resolution, full 1080, 720, and 480. Unfortunately, no 60 frames per second here at any recording, so we're stuck here with 30 frames per second. But for what you're paying for the phone, okay, you know what I'm saying? So let's get out of that. Got beauty mode, extra. So you got night mode, pro mode, and slow motion. So turning the camera around, take the button, okay. Got your picture, portrait, video. I'm interested to see what you can record in here at the video. And so max is going to be full 1080, 720, 480, all that stuff. So, you know, if you're not subscribed, I'm going to say this now. If you're not subscribed, you know I'm getting a little behind on all these phones that I am unboxing and testing and everything else. And I've really not, you know, caught up, you know, on these phones that I've been doing. I'm working on them for gaming tests, a few little sample shots here and there, a few little video samples and stuff like that. So be sure and subscribe and click that bell for all notifications for when I release those videos, so you can see when I do release those videos. Now, just a few extra things. This does only have a mono bottom firing speaker, which, come on, okay? We're in 2022. We're actually close to the end of 2022. We should not have phones like this that are this price that are still rocking a mono bottom firing speaker. I mean, come on. It can't be that much more expensive to add stereo speakers to these phones. That would make a big difference. It just does. Okay, even if it ain't the greatest quality in the world, just put it in the phone. I believe now we all want that, and even these phones here that cost in the the $250 to $300 price tag, stereo speakers should be a thing that we should have going on here. But overall, I would say for the price of $250, the Dimensity 700 processor, it's a nice little processor. Now, it's not going to be no flagship, killer, nothing like that. It has 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is nice, and storage being 128, with SD card expansion. You got the headphone jack at the bottom, which is getting to be a rarity. 18-watt quick charge. The cameras, the thermometer, which is just kind of a little gimmicky thing, but it is kind of cool to have that. How accurate is it? I have no idea, but it's there. But the cameras are getting better and better with each iteration of these, higher end phones from Umidigi and other brands as well. So honestly, these deserve more attention. And a lot of phones from Umidigi work on Verizon. Okay. Most of them say GSM only, but a lot of them work on the visible network, and I will test that out here with this phone as well. But I'm pretty sure it'll work. If it don't, I'll be surprised, but I'll let you know. But overall, a good feeling device. It does come with this little case. One thing that I do wish is the fact that, as good as these little phones are, and, as competitive as they are, becoming, it would be nice if some case manufacturers actually made cases for these phones. Now, this clear case back here, little gel case, you can't even tell it's even on the phone because of the way it's designed and all. So this, I'm glad that they added this case, because more and more manufacturers are doing away with putting cases and even charging bricks in the box. I'm glad that companies like Umidigi and others are still putting the charging brick in the box, still giving you even a 50-cent gel skin case. It don't cost an arm and a leg to be able to just throw those in the box. But anyway, this is my unboxing, hands-on and detailed, walkthrough of the Umidigi A13 Pro 5G. Stay tuned for more. I am catching up. It's a slow go right now, but I definitely want to cover more on the cameras, gameplay, and all that stuff on these phones. So be sure and subscribe, stay tuned, hit that bell for notifications. So if it's helpful in the form of it anyway, hit that like button. That like button is very important. It helps with the algorithm. So be sure and smash that like button. Any questions you may have, leave it down below. And subscribe for more. And I would appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.